Hello, this video is for students who do not have a table or cast shadows because they have a composition similar to this, where their ice cream cones or their popsicles, or if their cakes are kind of floating in space, you wouldn't see a cast shadow and they wouldn't be sitting on a table. So what you are going to do is, if you finish rendering your desserts, okay, and it is the end of the week, it's Thursday, and your negative space is clean, okay, you have kept your negative space clean, you can leave your negative space the black construction paper. However, if your negative space is not clean, you have smears or smudges of oil pastel, then you need to add a color to the negative space, okay? So if your negative space is really a mess, you might want to choose a color that is darker, that is going to help you to cover that mess. Now, my negative space is clean, and I think that yellow would really help to make my color scheme here pop a little bit. Now, something you should know about yellow is if you put it right on the black paper, it is going to look kind of dingy and greenish. So what I'm going to do before I add the yellow is I'm going to do a layer of white. All right, now if you're short on time, this is probably not the best choice for you because it is going to take a little bit longer to do this extra step, this extra layer of white, but that's going to make my yellow look more yellow. Okay, so I'm going to do that whole layer, and I am going to, for this video, we're just going to pretend I did the whole thing like we do in some of our demonstrations. Okay, and then when you're applying the oil pastel to your negative space, you want to have a newspaper down. Those are at the supply table with all of the other materials because it's going to get pretty messy here. And then make sure your pastel's clean, and you are going to push with heavy pressure. Okay, so just like we've been talking about when you are applying the oil pastel to your dessert, you really want that to be a nice solid application. Okay, so when we're pressing really heavy like this, we're going to create a lot of those crumbs and whatnot. We're going to go right off the edge of the paper, which is why it is necessary to have the newspaper down. Okay, but just like many other things we've talked about, glazing and painting, the only place I really need to go slow is when I'm up against my positive space, which in this case is my dessert, right? So that I keep my yellow out of those colors. However, when I'm in a big area, then I can really go quite a bit faster and cover this space fairly quickly. Okay, and like we've talked about before, you kind of want to choose a direction. You know, I don't want to color this way and then this way and then this way and this way, so it looks like a big scribble fest. All right, kind of choose a direction and stick with that direction. Okay, now we are not going to, for this video, apply this to the entire negative space for the sake of time, but your application, okay, should be solid as you see here, obviously throughout the whole thing there. Okay, and just a reminder, only if you're really short on time and your negative space is clean, all right, no smears, no smudges, then you can leave that paper black.